I want to raise something I raised a few weeks ago, and it's not going to go away because, as I said then, if we look around, the Seanad even, but if you look around society generally, we are all ageing. And some of us ageing very well, but we are all ageing and we need to be looked after, and our elders need to be looked after in their communities and in their homes or in voluntary, private or public nursing homes. Now, we have a complete and absolute lack of adequate nursing home care for our elders, and it's a big concern in every county and every town and village in Ireland. And I have been liaising over the last few weeks with a lot of relevant bodies around this, and it seems to me there's a lot of problems and there's a lot of radii to this circle, but there are three main problems. The first is in the whole area of Garda vetting. If the Garda vetting here followed the person and not the institution, young healthcare assistants who have to move around wouldn't have to go through 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 vettings. And some of them can be waiting 4 to 6 weeks for this vetting and can be out of work for that amount of time. So if they were given their power to find their own clearances, and it was up to them to find their clearances, and that we might be able to hold on to them in work for much longer and filling needs. The second is the whole area of critical skills. As a labour force, they don't come under critical skills, so therefore it's impossible a lot of the time for them to come in to this country under critical skills, yet we can have people who are doing bone work within agricultural areas coming in under critical skills. It is extremely important that as a valued society that we make a distinction between animals in abattoirs and elders in homes. So the whole area of critical skills must be looked at, and pay scale and progression, and making it an attractive career that somebody is going to spend their life as a carer, as a healthcare assistant with our elders or with those who are disabled, be it in the community or in nursing homes. And the other is this. A person currently in social welfare or on a pension is precluded because of revenue and because to actually work in this area. There are many people around our towns and villages who would like to give of their time, but they may have a small pension or they may be on social welfare, and they're precluded. They should be in the community to actually work for up to about 15 hours a week and not be their fees not be minimised. They should be free to do so, whatever the elderly person wants to pay them for that service, without the social welfare department or revenue taking their cut. And the reality is, if we allow people in our community to give back to the community and not be penalised for doing so, we wouldn't have the problem, and we could start in our own country to maybe find people at the healthcare assisted level and other levels as well. We're not thinking creatively about this, and we're penalising for the sake of it and not allowing people do a job that they'd love to do, except they'd lose their pension, or they'd lose an aspect of their pension, and they'd certainly lose part of their social welfare. Now, we are legislators in this House. Legislators. So I would like the Minister for, thank you Cathaoirleach, for Health to come in here, and the Minister for Social Welfare, and I'd like this discussed, because we could actually change this very easily. An amendment to the vetting bill and to the healthcare assistant critical skills, and we could be just creative. So as legislators, could we get those ministers in here if they could forgo the gates of Ireland in the local elections?